Do you think we should start school later? Yes. All right, sorry about that, everybody. Just a little technical glitch. I think we're ready to go. All right, all incorrect students, we need you in the middle section in the first 4 rows. So, if you are in Cameron's row or behind, you need to move up. So everybody in Cameron Lee's row, come on over. Stella's row, come down. Next row. You 3 gentlemen need to move over your seats. Well, I will let you look. Thank you. All right, thank you for moving, everybody. My name is Jenny Buckley. I'm one of the 7th grade language arts teachers here. Mr. Michelson, Eli Michelson, is the other 7th grade language arts teacher, and he had to leave today to go to a Dare Real conference. So we are videoing and streaming this live. And I will be giving grades for the presentations I see today, and Mr. Michelson will watch them over the weekend. And he will be giving his own grades, and then next week he will put those together, we'll get them in our grade book, and they'll be handed back. So for those of you presenting today, you will not get your grades back today, although if there's time, I will show you what I gave you in your evaluation. Patisse, can you turn around, please? Jamar, have a seat in your seat, please. Thank you. All right, a few reminders. Tommy, can you sit down too, please? All right, a few reminders. We have a shortened class period today because after this class, we'll go back to our advisories and then to the Winterfest Assembly. So I won't take too much more time speaking. We have several presentations to go today. The order is up on the screen. We'll be starting with Mark's group, followed by Catherine, and then Mustafa group, and then Rachel's group. So those are our first 4 groups. When it is your turn to speak, a few reminders. You want to stand up here in the light. Today we added a table with the computer so that you can kind of see the slides you're on, and you won't have to face the screen. Remember, you want to make eye contact with your audience as you're talking. Keep the microphone close to your mouth so we can hear you. And make sure you're standing in the light. If you are standing in the back here, it's actually kind of hard to see your faces, so we want to ask that you step forward into the light so that we can see you and so that the people on the video can see you. Because like I said, Mr. Michelson will be grading you through the video. Audience members, we know that you've been in here several class periods, and we appreciate the respect that you've shown the people who've already gone. We ask that you keep your devices closed and that everything goes off the floor, including your notes for today's presentation. You need to make sure that your eyes are on the person speaking, so that they give you the same respect when it's your turn to speak. So please just put your note cards and other things on the floor. With that, show pride, show class. You represent Edina. Good luck.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess we can see it. All right, yeah, that's it.
Hello. My name is Mark. My name is Tom.
And my name is Davey, and we did our Apathy project on disrespecting school property.
So we first interviewed Dr. Russell because he was the first person we thought of when we were thinking about making the janitors in there. So he was like,
Probably depends. First of all, we try to have the student pay for part of it. So if it's a huge, like we had a glass panel broken and it cost over $3,000. Of course, that's pretty high price. So what we did is we had the student doing crosswalk duty and payoff. We paid the student an hourly wage in our credits to pay off part of that, and then they paid a portion of it as well, and then we paid. So it really varies, but I mean, there's damage, a lot of damage to bathrooms, you know, fixtures. That is just part of the ongoing repair work. I'd say for sure, you know, maybe $5,000, and then there might be other damages, but we try to have the students pay part of that as well.
Okay. And how often do you see students disrespecting school property?
You know, I see things that are, you know, that are people are fiddling, like they'll be doodling on a wall, or they'll be jumping up and trying to get something. And part of that is middle school students, you know, the activity, the energy. I haven't seen a lot of deliberate stuff, but I know that it's happened. I mean, our whole building was graffiti one year. That was deliberate. We did address that, found out who the individuals were. So again, it varies too, but I think more of the disrespect of property is, for lack of a better word, is shenanigans. I see more of it in the lunchroom. One day I saw milk cartons thrown on the wall, stuff all over, you know, and that's a damage, even though it's repairable and cleanable. So, you know, I think it happens. I think that it's a small majority of people that are doing it deliberately.
Okay, thank you.
To collect data for our presentation, we asked students the following questions.
Our first question was, have you ever had to pay for fixing any school property? And almost 90% said they haven't, and about 10% said they haven't.
The next question we asked students is, have you ever seen people disrespecting school property? And over 80% of students said yes, they have, and less than 20% said they have.
For our third question, we asked students, have you ever damaged or used school property incorrectly? About 43% of people in Southview said that they have used school property incorrectly or damaged it. And about 57% said they haven't.
Our fourth question was, where do you see school property, or where do you see people disrespecting or damaging school property the most? And we have 4 options: the lunchroom, bathroom, hallway, and the classroom. And about 40% said in the lunchroom, 10% in the classroom, 15% in the hallway, and I can't see in the bathroom.
One question that was difficult for us to answer was why kids disrespect school property. We asked 20 kids, and 15 out of 20 people said it was peer pressure that was maybe what caused them, or they got caught up in like a group of their friends, and they were just weren't thinking.
For disrespecting school property, we have a slogan that says, respect it, don't neglect it.
We created a campaign of many different ideas, such on social media, from Instagram to Twitter, and T-shirts that say respect it, don't neglect it. And for the rule book, we wanted to create more stricter rules on this, and also a school assembly, just based on disrespecting school property.
Our main goal is to enforce positive peer pressure and make rules stricter and better known. But we would also like to reduce the destruction of school property.
We think that if our campaign is successful, there will be much less disrespect towards school property.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks, guys. Tell me a little bit more about the rule book.
I don't know where you're sitting.
I'm over here. Sorry, Tom. Sorry, I had to move. Tell me more about the rule book.
We were thinking that you could, like, if you break or damage school property, that you can't just pay for it, that you have to work it off, instead of, like, maybe your parents, like, just pay for it and you don't get in trouble. We want kids to think about what they've done.
So to take some ownership and responsibility for their
Yeah.
actions. Fantastic. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a seat. Next, we have Catherine. You should be able to just switch to power and a little light should come on.
Yes. Hi, I'm Catherine. And I'm Katie, and this is our apathy presentation on school start time. First, we're going to start off with a question. Raise your hand if you think school should start later. In our first survey question, 85% said they want school to start later. 15% said they didn't want school to start later. Now raise your hand if you don't get the right amount of sleep. Many kids don't get enough sleep for many reasons. These reasons could be sports, extra homework they forgot about, and showers. Our hypothesis is that most kids would want to start school later, but not want to end it later. We thought this because most kids don't get enough sleep. Out of the students we interviewed, 47 out of 59 said they didn't get enough sleep. That is 79.7%. We both think that's pretty shocking. Teenagers should be getting 8 to 9 hours of sleep. If we ask the whole school this question, we are predicting that at least half of the kids would say they didn't get enough sleep. We then asked kids if they'd be willing to end school later. We went around and asked kids what time they think school should start at. The average time we thought was 8:30. Our prediction was correct. Kids would like to start around 8:30. The other times they thought would be good are 9 o'clock, 8:45, 11, 8, and 10. We asked kids if they'd be willing to end school later if they started school later. 59.6% said yes and 40.4% said no. Our prediction was that about half of the students would be willing to and the other half would not. We think more kids would be fine with ending later. We think that if middle schoolers get at least 8 to 9 hours of sleep, they will be active in school. This is good because then students will learn and remember things. Here is a student response to our questions.
Do you think we should start school later? Yes. What time do you think school should start? Either 8 or 8:30. Would you be willing to end school later if we started school later? No. Do you get enough sleep with school starting at 7:40? Yes. Thank you.
Here's a t-shirt we designed for our campaign. We made them by selling these. You're gonna have to turn on the other YouTube video. Shut this down. It's a great song though. Here's a t-shirt we designed for our campaign. We think that by selling these, the school board and such teachers will. Here's another product we designed. Hashtag no 740 means that us students don't want school to start at 740. We want our sleep. Thank you for watching our presentation.
Thank you, ladies. I know this is a topic that a lot of us probably have a strong interest in, because we're often very, very tired. Did you do any research about just the amount of sleep that teens need and what the ideal start time is?
About 8 to 10 hours.
8 to 10 hours of sleep a night.
Okay, and tell me a little bit about how the t-shirts and the phone case and the hashtag would help your campaign. How's that going to get you? Well, like with the hashtag, people can like use social media to get the word out. Who needs to hear this? Like the school board. Okay, awesome. Thanks so much. I'm not sure who's next. Do you remember who's going after them? Marco and Mustafa, head on up. You guys close that needle path too. Close the tab that's open and we'll be on the next one. There it is. Mustafa and Marco, just click on free time. Nope, wrong one. Click on free time. Okay, now go over and click on the other. There you go.
Check.
You guys bring your device. Did you bring your device? Okay, we'll have to switch if you want to close that. Close the link while the next group go. You're going to have to open up the permissions on it. All right, so we'll have Rachel and Kayla go.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Kayla.
And our presentation is on valuing our education.
Do you value your education? We think you should. Only about 80% of high schoolers graduate from high school. The other 20% do not. This is a diagram that we created showing the process of not having what you need for the class. Not having a pencil means you can't take notes. If you can't take notes, you can't study for the test. If you can't study, you fail the test. If you fail the test, you fail your grade. If you fail your grade, you don't graduate high school the year you were supposed to.
Kids are getting expelled for not obeying school rules, but we feel you shouldn't feel bad for them because it's their choice whether to do it or not. Bullying is a big problem right now, and the result is someone getting hurt mentally and physically. And people lose a lot of self-esteem because of bullying, or otherwise known as negative peer pressure.
Our solution is that teachers be more clear and stern about the requirements that are needed for the classroom and make sure that the kids know the consequences.
We feel you should value your education because your parents put a lot of hard work and time into getting you into school. Your parents expect a lot, and we feel you should respect that and realize that.
This is the t-shirt that we made in order to raise awareness for valuing your education. It says, valuing your education is an amazing imagination. This is another campaign idea. And another one. And another one. We're going to sell them in the school store next year.
Here are our online results. We surveyed 44 people, and the results were for people turning in homework, 56% said yes, 44% said no. For studying, 57% said yes, and about 38% said no. For paying attention, 41% said yes, and about 54% said no. For people going to the office, 12% said yes, and 88% said no. And then for people leaving class, 89% said yes, and about 88% said no.
Our hypothesis is that once teachers become sterner, kids will stop fooling around during class. We'll raise awareness for valuing their education, and hopefully kids will now value their education and know how important their education is. The external impact would be kids knowing how much their education is important to them. The internal impact would be just knowing that we raised awareness for this problem.
Abraham Lincoln once said, the philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. Thank you for watching our presentation.
Thank you, ladies. I think that's an interesting topic. I'm curious why you picked that topic.
We picked it because we've noticed a lot of kids don't turn in their homework on time and really don't study a lot for the tests.
Do you think that when students choose to do that, it impacts your class? So I guess what I'm asking is, when other kids choose not to study or not to do their homework, how does that impact everybody in the class? Or does it impact everybody in the class?
Well, I think it does, because if they don't turn in their homework, it just like slows down the class so that it like affects people's learning.
All right, thank you very much.
My name is Mustafa. It's Marco. And our Apathy Project is on free time. The problem. Staying 90 minutes in a desk taking notes is miserable and very boring.
That's why we need free time.
Free time is one of the important things during the school day. Students spend at least 6 hours in school per day and not allowed to have breaks. Free time allows them to give their brains a rest and prepare them for more learning. Go 90 minutes in class doing absolutely nothing is boring. Students are most of the time stressed and have no idea what they're doing.
Free time percentage. 87 said yes, and 13 said no.
Students think we should have free time.
This is our campaign. A video.
Using how to.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. I know it's hard for students coming from elementary school to middle school, if we see recess. How much time do you think would be appropriate during the school day? What would help students get what they need?
Well, 40 minutes.
40 or 50 minutes. So where would you propose that we put that in the school day?
I don't know. Like during lunch.
So maybe making lunch longer?
Yeah.
Okay. How many, and then I saw you had some surveys up there, but I didn't, or I saw some data, but I didn't see how many students responded to your survey?
100.
Okay, thank you. Please close your tab. Wait, close the tab, please. Close the presentation. No. All right, we're running a little behind schedule, so we're gonna keep going without any breaks. So next we have Alex, Matisse, and Amer, followed by Pete Mandela, Libby, Ellie, Lila, then Suzanne and Maddie, Robert Goodell's group, and then Allie, Molly, and Sam will round us out. We have 40 minutes, so we're gonna ask that you be efficient. Thank you.
We're starting off the video. Right, this is the cause of textable driving. My name is Matisse.
This is a chart. We interviewed people if they've ever seen people texting while driving. We interviewed 61 people, and 59 of them said yes, and 2 of them said no. Most common reason for someone to get in an accident that involved the phone was that they got a text or a notification that they wanted to check or respond to. This happens mostly on main or busy roads.
We have designed T-shirts and water bottles, but wearing T-shirts and using our water bottles can help advertise our cause.
Our second facet is we can put up posters in the high schools to tell them what they can do, and we can also put up posters in residential neighborhoods so they go. We have created a Twitter account where we could tweet pictures of accidents and show what happens if you text and drive. You can also contact us from this Twitter account to buy our merchandise.
We think that there will be a change in how people view going on their phones while driving after this presentation.
Our conclusion is, in conclusion, we think that it can help stop texting and driving. Each year, thousands of people are dying from this. Help us help you to help others to not text and drive. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, gentlemen. Quick question, you had some posters and a Twitter feed. Who is your target audience for those?
Anybody who drives?
Okay, so where would be a good place to put those posters so people would see them?
Like in high school, a lot of kids just get their driver's license, so they don't really see the dangers of driving. Like maybe put up signs in residential areas where they're driving slow so they're not really that distracted.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a seat.
Would someone else like to go first this morning?
I can't see the list, so you're gonna have to close that tab and see who's next. We can switch, that's fine. Yeah. Close the tab that says you need permission, so you can see the list. Yeah. Okay, so we'll have Libby, Ellie, and Marla go.
For our apathy presentation topic, we chose shoplifting by Lula, Ellie, and Lily. These are responses we got from students and staff at Southview. We interviewed about 50 people. Our hypothesis was that shoplifting is a huge problem, but not that badly done. That's why we were nervous on choosing this topic. Articles from the Sun Current newspaper show otherwise. On January 26, 2015, a 13-year-old was arrested for stealing $107 of clothing from Macy's at Southview. February 8th of 2015, a 16-year-old girl was arrested for stealing $42 from the Barnes & Noble in Dallas. February 7th, 2015, someone sold $363 from Macy's at Southview. There's many other articles as well. The lowest charge you can get is a municipal ticket. These are only given at the city level. Charges are based on cooperation, criminal history, what you stole, and its price. Another charge you get is misdemeanor. This is at state level. You can find and spend up to a year in jail. If you want another job, you have to tell them you're in charge of the misdemeanor. The highest charge you can get is a felony, and that's at the state level. If you're convicted of a felony, you can't vote or vote. You can get fined and spend up to a year in prison. You have to be 17 or older to be considered an adult. If you're younger than 17, you go to a juvenile hall and stay there until you're adult. How much money do you think you stole from back and fireworks each day? Raise your hand if you think $0 to $20 is stolen per day from Bath and Body Works. Raise your hand if you think $0 to $20 is stolen per day from Bath and Body Works. 20 to 40? 40 or more? There's $37 stolen per day and $7 an hour. People shoplift from Claire's in Southville over 150 times a year, and that's way too much and has to be stopped. We can prevent shoplifting by having more security cameras, sensors, sensor tags, and everything. We can also have higher consequences when people are shoplift. Water Canadians are on t-shirts, water bottles, and phone cases to help spread the word about preventing shoplifting. Good behavior means great rewards. So by telling an employee or an adult if you see someone shoplifting, we will give you this shirt, phone case, or water bottle. We made an Instagram to help spread the word about preventing shoplifting. If you see someone shoplifting, it probably will be back in the front now. So make sure to tell it all to someone that works at the store. And please don't shoplift.
Thank you, ladies. I have a question. Did you interview, you had some good numbers for Bath and Body Works and Claire's. Did you interview somebody from those stores, or where did you get those numbers?
Yeah, we interviewed people, like employees from there.
I'm curious, did you ask them, so you got the numbers, how would things be better for their stores if there was less shoplifting?
They said like more people like working in the store to watch people. Oh, why would I? Oh.
How would things be better?
there weren't shopping?
Well, there would be more, it would be easier and more welcoming for people to shop there.
Okay. Does it drive up prices at all when you're constantly losing merchandise?
Yes.
It does. Okay. Just curious. Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
Welcome to our Apathy Project on underage drinking and drug abuse. I'm Belle Lloyd, and I'm Kate Gilbert. For our first slide, we predict that if we make it a fun way for kids to like stop underage drinking and drug abuse, that more kids will participate in it, and like activities will help so kids can keep their mind off of it. We also said that when you're younger, you make a lot of mistakes, and it's like good to learn from them and keep it done. When you have a lot of peers around you doing it, it can be a bad influence, and that's why a lot of kids do it. So if you have like help from them, or if not, if they're doing it around, you might do it because they are and not at school or something. Our next topic is drug abuse, and these research that 80% of teens have tried drugs and like have been really like negatively influenced by it, and 60% of teens get drugs that are prescribed to their friends, from their friends and relatives. We were not sure if it was just in men or not, but like if you get caught doing this or if someone confronts you, it's a huge deal with like sports and activities, you get in trouble for it. How it becomes a problem, the most like responses we got is because like everyone else does it, so we think like why can't they? And like the influence by parents, like some parents don't like see that how bad it affects their children and stuff, and then their children think that it's okay for them to do it. There are ways to prevent it, like with your peers and like people around you giving support to not do it, and having more influence and stuff and signs everywhere saying like not to do it to help you. And then this is our like we went around the school asking some of my peers and then some teachers. So our first one was, is drug and alcohol abuse affecting kids aged between 12 and 20? And then 35 kids said that it's a huge problem. About one person said that it's not a problem. And then about 22 people said it's not a problem, and then one person said sometimes. And our next one was, what age do you think gets the most abused? And our highest was 16 to 18. And then our next two was 14 to 16. And 18 to 20, and then our least was 12 to 14. And then the next question was, do you think that affects kids in schools and social activities? And 15 people said yes, and 6 people said no. And then more teens died from the prescription of drugs and normally cocaine combined, 570,000 people died from drugs and heroin. The reason why we think this is a huge problem, well, one of them is that it could really waste your life. It could get in the way of everything you could be doing with friends and stuff. We are going to help spread the word by using Twitter with the hashtag #HappyReachDanger. We said that there's a way for us to change this, but I feel like if you know anybody who needs help, that you can come forward and tell somebody and they can get help for it. that you could help prevent this in the future, not just like that one person, you could help them stop other people too.
One of your things in your campaign was to tell somebody. Who in Edina do you recommend that would be? Are there organizations or groups, or what are you thinking for that?
Maybe a school counselor. So a school counselor might be a good choice.
And another question was, you had the connection up there at the beginning about sports, and you said Edina does this, but you didn't explain what this is. Is there a policy that we have, and can you tell us about that?
Sorry, can you please repeat the question?
Well, I think you mentioned that there's a policy for Edina sports if you drink, but you didn't explain what it was. So I'm just curious, what is the policy for sports and substance abuse?
I'm pretty sure that when they start out with their sports, they have to sign something saying that they won't do it. So if you disobey it, I guess, it could be a huge problem.
Thank you. Do you know what any of the consequences are if they break the pledge?
They could get off the team, and it could have like a bad effect, like as a result.
Okay. Kicked off the team. Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Carr says it's a 2-week suspension. Off the team. If it happens more than once, do you kick off the team? All right, so let's see. We are on Suzanne and Matt. Is that right? Let's see what time is it. 1:16. So we're just 5 minutes behind. Not bad.
Hi, I'm Suzanne. And I'm Maddie, and welcome to our presentation about cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is the use of electronic communication to bully another person, typically by sending a message of an intimidating or threatening. The problem is there is too much cyberbullying in our community. This, we think, is happening because teens our age aren't exactly okay with talking to their parents about this happening, so nothing is getting done to stop this type of bullying. Us and many others believe cyberbullying is a problem at Southview, but either seeing it ourselves or hearing about it. We have seen social media accounts made up to directly put someone down, or text from a so-called friend calling you names for doing or not doing something, and it's not okay. We took a survey to ask students questions about the bullying happening behind the technology of Southview, and these were the results. Almost 70% of the people we interviewed had been bullied in some way before, whether it was in person or online. 90% of students have seen bullying happen at Southview or the high school. 50% of people have seen bullying online, while another 34% have seen bullying at school and online. That means 84% of students we interviewed have seen cyberbullying happen. About 42% of people have been bullied before, whether it's at Southview or not. 88% of students at Southview have said that bullying is a problem, yet in the previous question, just under half of them have been the bully before. This is also a problem that people are saying, yes, bullying is a concern, but they continue to do it. Our campaign consists of a hashtag, don't accept it, meaning you don't have to accept what others say to you to put you down, and they do not define you. We also have a logo to put on water bottles, buttons, and t-shirts. Last, we have an idea for a Twitter account to reach teens, and we use this account to remind others that they are worth it and they should continue to be themselves. Our hypothesis is that after seeing these logos, hashtags, and tweets, that the students around us will hopefully feel more confident and maybe themselves stop commenting others to keep them. Thank you for watching my presentation.
Thank you, girls. Tell me a little bit more about the Twitter campaign. I was writing it down and I didn't miss some of what you said. How would Twitter work?
Our Twitter campaign is that people can follow it and we would be posting tweets about to make people feel better about themselves. They're like daily life steps to make you feel better.
Okay, so putting some sort of affirmation on there instead of, so it wouldn't be like, for example, the cyberbullying, but rather examples of the opposite, like of people doing good things.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Ryan,
I'm Rory.
I'm Thomas.
and this is our presentation on water pollution. This is a recent picture from Lake Harriet. All these fish have died due to water pollution. This is just a small portion of a picture. If you actually go there, you will see upwards of 30 to 50 fish floating due to water pollution.
Water pollution has a big impact on the environment. It also has a big impact on us as well. The dam has two major creeks, the Minnehaha Creek and the 9 Mile Creek. Both are extremely polluted and kill thousands of fish every year.
Even when we don't know it, we are all polluting our bodies of water. We blow grass clippings and leaves into the water. And in the fall and summer, most of which have chemicals on them which are harmful to the environment. This is the t-shirt we designed for our campaign.
This shirt explains that lots of humans don't understand why we are polluting our bodies of water, as long as the fish as well.
We also created an Instagram account at Stop Water Pollution 75.
Our hypothesis is that if we use our campaign, we can stop water pollution and save millions of species for good. This is a hashtag we created, Keep Water Clean.
Thank you for watching our presentation.
This is an interview we did with an official from the watershed district of Louisiana. Sorry that this is a video on a wall, but we couldn't get it in person, so we had to do it over the phone. Hi, we are 7th graders from Southview Middle School, and we're doing a project on water pollution. And we were told to call this for information. And so we just have a few questions. This is Brian Gilligan and Roy Goodell. Okay, so our first question is, do you think water pollution is a problem in Louisiana?
Water,
Like,
drinking water,
like lakes and rivers. Right?
Are there any,
Yes.
are there any sources of water that are likely to become polluted, or are there any specific ones that are really big matters in Edina?
There's already a couple that are considered. One example that I can think of is that we have.
That does not surprise me. I go through a lot and I found a lot of trash
Yeah, they would have pollution or nutrients, so phosphorus, nitrogen, fertilizers, you put on the lawn, taking the lake, overproductive algae. The other thing, 9 Mile Creek is polluted with chloride, 10 tons of roads.
Alright. One last question we have is there anything that just ordinary people could do to help stop water pollution?
Yeah, so be careful how you salt or sand your driveway. You can clean up after mowing the lawn by blowing all the lawn clippings and stuff back into the yard. Cleaning up leaves when or raking in the fall, make sure you're cleaning them properly so they don't blow out streets or the drain. And cleaning up after your dog just doesn't present a lot of nutrients and bacteria in the water.
Alright, well thank you for your time.
Alright, good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Stay up there, hold on, you gotta get your questions. All right, I think that interview was very interesting. I'm wondering how you could incorporate some of his suggestions into your campaign.
In what way?
Well, he mentioned several things that people can do to help with water pollution. How do you think you could make that campaign? Right now, I see you have T-shirts and Instagram and hashtag, but how are those things kind of helping us get to what he just said as a solution?
The T-shirts will spread the word, so we'll have like Instagram, we will post pictures of water, of really polluted water, and how we can stop this flow of pollution.
Another thing is like we could encourage stores to like sell fertilizers and things without chemicals in them.
And also one more thing we could do is we could increase consequences for spilling any sort of harmful chemicals or anything that could harm our bodies more.
Great, thank you very much. That was the presentation. So I think we have one more group left. That is Allie, Molly, and Sam.
Sam?
Hello. I'm Riley. And I'm Molly. We're going to start off our presentation with a little video.
Got home as soon as I could. So what did the school say?
Not much, just that there was an incident at school.
Incident. What incident?
Oh, well, I only spoke with the secretary.
They could be calling them names or something more. How many times has this got to happen? I knew you should have went to a private school, but that math kid from down the street has something to do with
Dan,
this.
please. He wants to go to a public school just like everyone else.
Hey, buddy, how was your day?
We got a call from school. There was a problem. Darren, what happened at lunch? Nothing happened.
Buddy, talk to us. We can help. Someone's bothering us.
Leave me alone.
Darren, we have to deal with this.
Darren, please talk to us. This is actually our prediction. We accidentally put it on the wrong thing. But we think that more kids are being bullied because they aren't normal or they're different.
You know that some private schools don't let kids in because of a disability, and some schools also do this too.
Here's a little chart on what we can do to help them out. T for think, H for hear, I for information, N for never bullies, and K for noise.
For one of our multifaceted complaints, we made a thing on Ask.fm for like an advice column for people who need like help just to get the information out there.
We asked a couple of questions. Have you seen someone leave? To people that said sometimes.
This is our product list. We have some t-shirts and water bottles and keychains. Like we have 16 soaps and regular bottles, but words would never be.
And then we have some sort of interviews with some teachers that are staff here.
Have you ever seen someone who is in a class because they have a disability?
Only one for the teacher.
And then have you ever tried to stop it?
Yeah, once I saw it, we had a chat with the person that was bullying and the staff on the expenses were, and I tried to think about how it makes people feel.
And you know that schools don't let people in because they have disabilities. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Tell me a little bit more about Ask.fm. I'm not familiar with that. How would that work and how would that help your problem?
What did you say? I'm sorry, I didn't understand you well.
I haven't ever heard of ask.fm. How would that work and help solve the problem?
Well, Ask.fm is a website where like people can ask questions to someone for either advice or like just like a question that they can't ask in person, or like, and then you can do it like for like private where you can say your name on it. So like we made an advice column for like people who are struggling through this, where people who just have questions how to help stop it and stuff like that.
All right, thank you very much. All right, let's give yourselves another round of applause. After a month of work, I have seen a lot of interesting ideas about how to solve problems. I encourage you to continue to think about some of the things that you've heard and seen over the last 4 days, in particular about how we can make our community a better place, starting with our own actions and the way that we treat other people. So, since Mr. Michelson was gone today, I do not have grades for anybody who went today. He will be in charge of getting those out to you on Tuesday. I do have the grades to hand back for Monday. I know Mr. Michelson has already posted his on SchoolView. Mine have not been put up yet. I will probably add those tonight for the students who went on. I'm sorry, what did I say Monday? I meant Wednesday. Also, couple quick things, because in a few minutes we're dismissing to go to advisory and then to the Winterfest assembly. You are the last class in the theater, so it's going to be important that you look around your seat. And if you see the garbage, please pick it up. There's a garbage can at the back of the theater, and we ask that we make this place look nice and clear. And then I need to see these students, Alexa and Veronica. By the way, it's 2 scores and your average on SchoolView. Jamar, and you're not dismissed. They're not sure where you're going. They're not dismissed. No. I'm not quite sure when I said leave. Please come back. I'm still handing out scores. Jamar and Mohammed. All right. Right now, I'm looking at a couple parents who are in the room, and I'm wondering how they are feeling about your behavior. Crawling on walls, not listening, laughing during other people's presentations. For me, it was embarrassing, because we have talked multiple times about how you represent Edina and how you represent me and Mr. Michelson. I feel like your behavior is like we've never talked about this. How do we expect you to behave as a member of Southview? Show pride, show class. Some of you did that really, really well. And many of you have a lot of work to go before that really is the type of person that you can be. Please sit down. I did not dismiss you. Please sit down. I would like one person to come up when I call your name, Jamar and Mohammed. Joey, Matt, and Thomas. Kelsey, Kyle, Gabby. Weiss, Ben, Sam. Will, Eddie, Joe. Henry, Joe, Thomas. Cameron, Drake, Helmer. All right, with that, you may quietly, as efficiently leave the theater. Thank you. Please don't forget anything.